the DA browser. So when we come back here, let's see, what does it say? Plan the release. If we come back here and we say, oh, I would like some more information on plan the release, we would click down onto this. And what would come up in the DA browser, which we'll go into live in a moment, is this. We would have our process goal, our decision point, and then our many options. Okay, so this is what the DA browser looks like. And so in this scenario, I've clicked on, I would like to know more about securing my funding. Another great thing about Discipline Agile is it doesn't pick the project up after it's gone through its inception process, the funding, the vision, the scoping, the risk. It starts off from the very beginning and moves you to the end. So in this scenario, I want to have some better ideas of how I'm going to secure my funding. So I'd click on my process goal, which would give me my decision points. Well, do you want to choose a funding strategy? Do you want to choose funding scope, or do you want to access funds? And then so in this scenario, I say, I want to choose funding strategy, and I'm going to do time and materials. And then I'm going to come down here. It's going to give me an explanation of what time and materials is. And then it's going to give me some pros for following this, this process. So if we look here, again, here's the process goal. And then we come to a decision point and another decision point and so on and so forth. Now, in some of these options, you'll see that there's an arrow. This arrow indicates that from the top down, we've indicated what we think might be best practices for you. But what we went ahead and did was we bolded the ones that we think might be the easiest to do. And then you'll have ones that have neither a bold or an arrow, and it's really just a free fall. Pick whichever one you want. And then you'll see ones that don't have an arrow, so it's not organized in any particular way, but it is bolded. So they're saying these might be the easiest ones for you to pick up and get going with. So again, for all these different decision points and all these different processes that we come across in our projects and during in these complex environments, DA gives you this tool to say, hey, why don't you try something new? Okay, so we should all know this one before, I heard this one before: plan, do, study, act. Plan, do, check, act. I mean, whatever this Kaizen loop is that you've heard before. What's nice about the guided continuous improvement, as opposed to the continuous improvement, is we identify an issue, we identify a potential improvement, try out the new way of working, assess effectiveness, and then fail fast and try something new. But what's great here is you could say, God, I'm really struggling with my test deployment. I keep trying the same thing over and over again. It's not working. So I know what my issue is. I know that I want to try something new. And so I can say, okay, well, here's my DevOps test strategy. Here are all my options. I've tried this, and this. Let me try something else. And when you drill down on these, it gives you additional detail about what is what. And again, we have the ordered list. We have the ordered plus suggested list. And then we have the whichever one you like list. Here's an example of evolving your way of working. So evolving your way of working essentially is you and your team get together and say, how do you want to do this? What kind of life cycle do you want to work in? Do we want to do an agile life cycle? Are we going to be a program life cycle? Maybe we do a scrum life cycle. What about a traditional waterfall life cycle? Can't forget about those. And you would drill down to these. They would give you some good steps as to what to do in these life cycles, give you some options and some examples of iterations or phases, depending on what life cycle you choose. And then some detail about the benefits you can get from choosing that life cycle.